I'm guessing you got to see David as Superman in the suit at some point. I don't know if you could say that.
I bumped into him in wardrobe and he was in the full
Yeah.
suit. Walked in. I looked up and I just said, "Whew, that is a tall drink of water."
Cape, everything, the
Yeah.
whole.
I just was like,
Wow.
that's Superman. Like I just nearly like collided headfirst with Superman.
All right, joining me now is a talented actor and filmmaker. She can currently be seen in the blockbuster new film Superman. A big welcome to Bonnie Discepolo. Bonnie, welcome to Comic Book Central.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Joseph and Comic Book Central.
Oh, this is fun. I look, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, everybody who listens to this podcast or watches, they know I'm a Superman fan, a huge super. Are you a Superman fan? I know you are now, right?
I
But
mean,
were you?
I'm the number one fan. It's actually a funny story.
Yay.
My dad, ever since I became an actor and have been doing anything every single day, he'd be like, when are you gonna be Supergirl? I just want to see you in Supergirl. And I was like, Dad, I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Right.
I can't make this happen. He's like, that's what I want for you, just Supergirl. And I was like, okay,
Wow.
thank
Okay.
you.
So the
Um,
TV show probably killed, like he just hated that. And then there was a movie out and he's
no, no,
like,
no, he
"Grr, what?"
loves it. He loves it.
Okay.
And
So
so
he knows you're next. He knows you're coming up.
he's been very much just like my whole career, like I want you in these giant comic book movies,
Okay.
and like
Oh, I
why
think you meant like as Supergirl,
like
like, or
that's
just
what
in
he
it.
would prefer. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what he was envisioning. But so I've been hearing about it since I was a little kid, just like but
Yeah.
and so now I'm like, I did it. I have fulfilled my father's dreams. I'm in Superman. Like
Wow.
I can be like, Dad, better than Supergirl. Like I'm in Superman.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's the thing for people watching this, we're recording this, I'm going to say about a week before it premieres or ish, somewhere around there. So I know there's a big red carpet premiere in Hollywood. I know it would have been cool if there had been one in Cleveland, but I think there's a smaller,
Yeah.
smaller premiere in Cleveland. But so do you take dad to red carpet premiere? Is that part of this?
Well,
So he gets to see the
would
whole wish
he
fulfillment or?
love that. This is a hot ticket. It's the first time I've ever been able
You
to
can
see
sneak dad in. Come
that
on. Dress
that
him up like
word.
something.
Right? I know. I told him, I was like, Dad, it's a big premiere. Like you should come and just like
Right.
there. Like fans can be on the carpet. And
Yeah.
he's like, if I'm not walking the carpet, I don't want to be there. And I
That's
was like,
fair. I'm with dad. I'm siding with dad on this.
and you know
Yeah. So,
what I
but you can
did?
sneak him in, right? You can get him on the red carpet. I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll
yeah,
see. All right.
yeah.
Oh, sure. Why not?
I'll work some
You have
magic.
James Gunn on speed dial, right?
Like James, I got a question. I did take it to the red carpet in Cleveland. We had a film go to the Cleveland International Film Festival,
I
and
said,
so
yeah, this was, I had it here. Neodome, right? So you
yeah,
had, that was at Cleveland. So I know you guys, and it won an award, it won an audience award somewhere else, right? This is a short film that you did. This sort of post-apocalyptic, woman's going toward like something like I got to get somewhere
yeah,
so that I don't,
woman with a mission.
right. And then horrible things happened. But good things happened to the film, right? So like you, I mean, you did well in Cleveland, you did, and you got an audience award somewhere else for it.
Yeah, I mean, Neodome's been doing great. It's actually going to Indie Shorts in a couple of weeks, so we're
Oh,
playing
cool.
in the Midwest again, and it just was at Bentonville, but it was very special to go to Cleveland, and I really fell in love with the city. So I was like, I feel
Okay. Yeah, a lot of good food there. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff there. Did you shoot? I know I talked to Stephen Blackheart about this. He got to shoot, like he said, everybody got to show up in Cleveland. Did you get to shoot anything of Superman in Cleveland?
fortunately I was all Atlanta.
Oh, okay. That would have been cool, but still, you got to
Yeah,
see Cleveland from a different perspective, from a professional, from your film, which was cool.
yeah, I'm so into Cleveland. I feel
Okay.
such an affinity for the city. I was telling somebody recently, I feel like it's the United States' best kept secret.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
You're
I'm
like,
in
and now
Columbus.
you're saying it on the podcast, Bonnie.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Columbus. I love Cleveland. I love going up to Cleveland. I love going to Cincy too. But I think in August, At least that's what I'm seeing right now. They're planning to unveil the Superman statue, the big plaza. They're supposed to be doing. I think they were going to tie it in with the movie, but I think it's going to be in August. So you could show up for that. You could be like, "Hey, I'm in Superman," and
Yeah,
take Dad to Cleveland and show the
would love
Superman
to. Well,
statue.
we missed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I have reason to go back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty cool too. So yeah,
Is
there's a
your
lot
back
going on in
Cleveland?
Cleveland. So so you got to hang out in Luther Core? Did you get to hang out in Luther Core, or can we say that? I know there's like we'll talk about
Yeah.
Superman. I just want to
So,
get a sense though
I
of what you
mean,
can say, what can't you say. You had
I
scenes
will
with
say
Nicholas.
what I feel comfortable saying,
You're a
and I
minion. Are you a
hope
minion?
that I don't get in trouble. I
There's
have
nobody
been
watching this.
told,
There's like five people watching this, so we're good.
James said, you can say you're in the movie, and
Mm-hmm.
then I've been told I can say I work for Lex. So these are the two facts that I feel I am
Yeah.
safe to reveal. And being in the movie was amazing, and working for Lex is the best.
Working for that. Yeah, it says your character is described. We can't say that, at least as we're recording here. We'll know, and when the movie premieres. One of Lex Luthor's lackeys. I don't like the word lackey. I like minion. A group that follows him everywhere, relishing in his evil deeds. You're not evil, right? You're misunderstood. Steve, I talked to Steve. He said he's misunderstood. He's misunderstood.
I feel
You're
like
misunderstood.
I'm doing what I believe is right.
Yeah. But as an actor, you have to approach it that way, though, don't you?
I mean, I think
You can't be
everyone's
like,
the hero.
ha, like,
Everyone's the hero in their own story. Um,
right.
so, I for this character, I made a decision that she was psychotically dedicated to Lex, you know,
Oh, wow.
that like
Okay.
whatever he wants to do, she's on board with. So of course I don't think I'm a bad guy, like because
Right.
she is all in on Lex. Um,
Yeah.
so
I know
whatever
James encourages that. I've heard that from actors where James encourages, like, the back, whether he gives you a backstory or if you just come out, I think he encourages that. Did he give you anything, or did you kind of come up with that on your own and like maybe not tell him so much and that's how you approach it?
we didn't know anything. Um,
Right.
I mean, I
Okay.
think like I think some people got the whole script, but a lot of people only got certain sections. So I haven't seen the script. I've
Okay.
only seen the parts that I did. Um,
Right.
and it very much would be like James would be like, okay, something X is happening, and now react like it's good or it's bad. They did a great job of protecting the spoilers so that even the
Right.
crew and the cast are like, okay, I don't know what's happening, but I know what the emotional stakes are. So I have to react to the emotional stakes. And
Yeah.
I
So much different for you as a director, though, right? Because you direct a lot of films and a lot of like indie films. I'm guessing the budget on this compared to a lot of what
I mean,
you
they're
do.
similar, right? Neodome, Superman.
Right, right, right. Like, but in that sense of like, you do have to know what your motivation is. Because I think with the especially with the James Gunn film, with the character development, there has to be some sort of realism to it. I mean, Richard Donner used to call it verisimilitude with the Superman Christopher Reeve film, that sense of reality. So you do have to come at it from a sense of realism, right? Even as approaching as a
Absolutely.
director.
I would say the two things that happened with this particular film, because we were shooting with Luther Core, so it was the same group of people in the same environment for a couple of weeks, it felt like doing a play. It felt like you're on
Oh, okay.
stage and the cameras are around you, but we are for 12 hours a day playing these scenes. And
Right.
so, one day it would be a certain person's monologue, and another day it would be a certain, action piece or stunt. But the whole of it was we're on stage every day for these couple of weeks, living, moment to moment with these other characters, really building something. So it felt more like doing theater and like more rigorously truthful than
Yeah.
any other film I've ever done, because we had that continuity of showing up every day, and
Yeah.
it kind of felt like doing Shakespeare.
Yeah. Have you seen the film? Okay, so you know your part, but when you see the whole thing together, That's going to be mind blowing because you
I
haven't seen anybody else's stuff yet.
I haven't seen anyone else's stuff.
All right, I did read this right before about an hour. I mean, so as we're again, here's some inside baseball. I read this about an hour before we started recording. Speaking with Jake Hamilton on Jake's Takes, it's a podcast much more successful than this one. Maria Gabriela De Feria, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, and Sarah Sampio. She plays Eve Teschmacher, and Maria plays the engineer. They confirmed there was a scene that was deleted from the film where Ultraman punched Crypto, and the test audiences said no. Some people said apparently it did really bad in the test screenings. It's not okay, says Defaria. You can't punch a dog. So I know there's like,
you can't punch a dog. It's
did you have any interaction with Crypto at all? Oh, you probably can't tell. You probably can't say that. Can you? I don't know. I'll ask it.
good dog.
You can't say it, then you can't say it. Crypto's a what?
Crypto's a good dog.
Oh, James
Or
always
is he
says
a
he's a bad
bad
dog.
dog?
Crypto, I think he's a bad dog, but every dog is a good dog. I'm a dog person, and
I'm
James had my
I'm
money
I'm,
at Crypto.
I'm all in on crypto.
Yeah, I love the fact that you haven't turned off the the emojis are coming in.
Oh
So
my
when you do the heart,
God. Wait,
no,
hold
it's
on.
actually good. Yeah. See, there you go.
I had no
There's
idea.
there's AI taking over the
This
film
is my
industry
this
again.
is
I
my
know
first
this.
emoji. What else can I do?
Oh boy, let's be careful. Let's be very careful with this. Might take it out of the family friendly mode. I'm a huge dog fan. You're a huge dog fan. So to your like, you didn't do anything to crypto. You didn't. You didn't do anything to crypto. I don't know. Maybe
Did
you
I
can't say.
do anything
You
to
can't punch a dog. We've established that with your fellow
not
actors.
dog? I agree with that. You
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
it will upset people.
Yeah. He had me at crypto, and I'm like, this dog better make it all the way through the end.
Yeah.
Okay. We talked about Cleveland. We talked about a bunch of stuff. I want to go back. You spent time in Connecticut and South Carolina. So walk me through that a little bit. Did you go from Connecticut to South Carolina? Or were you born in South Carolina? I'm trying to get the
Man, you're
connection.
you're doing a deep dive. Uh,
This is what I do. I mean,
yeah.
I've got a lot of spare time on
Wow.
my hands, so
This is
we've
this
got.
is intense. I love to be an actor director, so I don't have to be myself.
Well, tonight, guess what? Guess what we're
Um,
doing tonight?
I started in Connecticut, and then
Okay.
we moved to South Carolina. So I grew up in both places.
Okay.
Both feel like home, and both I love a lot for different reasons. But
What are the reasons? There's something I don't know if we tapped into this. I know there was like a whole family thing. 'Cause I come from the same kind of thing. It's just like your family, and then all of a sudden you went one way and went the other way. So, does what parts of Connecticut do you love, and why? What were the challenges? I think just at such a young age, moving to a completely different
yeah.
environment.
Well, I mean, both were amazing. I really love New England just in general, especially as an adult now.
What part were you born in
I
Connecticut?
grew up in Eastern Connecticut,
Okay.
a part that nobody knows about, but I actually had an amazing conversation with Mike Flanagan. I worked in a very small capacity on The Life of Chuck. And I coached as an actor one of the actors that was in The Life of Chuck. And before the job, Mike and I had a Zoom, and he was like, "Oh, where are you?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, like I'm in Connecticut. I'm in my hometown. Like, excuse my backdrop here." And he was like, "Oh, what part of Connecticut are you from?" And I was like, "This tiny little nowhere town." He said, "Try me." And his mother is from the same town, Windham, Connecticut. And I was like, "Are you
Okay.
freaking kidding me?" So we ended up having this
Wow.
great connection
Small
because
world.
Eastern Connecticut, it's like, Stephen King is from Connecticut, Mike Flanagan is from Connecticut. There's all these ghost stories in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and like that history, that New England colonial sort of um, forest is really beautiful. But I moved to South Carolina, and everyone thought I was a foreign exchange student, like 4 years. Like people would come up to me and they'd be like, "Oh, are you the foreign exchange student?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm from Connecticut. What are you talking about? They were like, Connecticut. So you're a Yankee? Um,
Yeah, two different worlds. I spent 8 years in the South.
where were you?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh yeah. So totally
Hmm.
different. But it was
Culture
great.
shock. Yep.
I did theater and I met, my childhood best friends who are both actresses who both live in
Yeah.
LA. And we make movies together. So Anna Camp, who's in
Hmm.
Neodome, and Graceland, Anna Camp and Monique Coleman are both in that. And, I met them
Okay.
doing theater in South Carolina. So that was great because it was like moving from small town rural to, the big city of Columbia, South Carolina.
Right, right. I gotta ask, what lessons did you learn from your time in the theater company that you started in high school, Lunchbox Theater, that you still try to apply to your storytelling methods today?
Okay, I will answer that question, but I have one more fun fact.
Sure.
Um, our friend from high school who worked on Graceland with me and Anna and Monique is the assistant director on Superman. So while we were shooting, Ed Tobin,
Again,
who
small world.
yeah, who I grew up with and like was in my
Wow.
prom crew. We all went to prom as a group, was
Wow.
the AD on Superman. And so we would keep looking at each other, sometimes he'd be like, Bonnie, I mean, what? We're making Superman. And I was like, I
Yeah.
I know. Like, could we
Wow.
tell our 16-year-old selves that, someday we'd be making Superman together? It's
When
astounding.
you were charging what, a buck a ticket to high
For
school
the
kids that you were trying to impress to
for
now
Lunchbox
super
Theater, yeah, that it was 50 cents.
50 cents. Okay.
Lunchbox Theater,
That was the matinee price, right?
it was definitely the matinee price. Basically, what I realized was I was socially awkward and kind of a weird kid. And so I did a lot of things to avoid having to go to lunch and hang out with popular kids. And Lunchbox Theater was a activity where I could get other weird kids to come hang out with me indoors
Nice.
and put on plays so that we
Yeah.
didn't have to go outside where the cool popular people were.
But you got them paying you money to come in to see what you were performing. And isn't that what
Crazy.
showbiz is all about? Yeah, I mean
Isn't
that's
it? Like
you
like
cracked the code
like
early.
yeah, the nerds are like, come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
found your people and you found a way to charge the cool kids money. I mean, I mean, that's unbelievable.
really,
Moscow Art Theater School,
yes.
is like Russia? Like
That was
Russia?
the country of Russia under
Wow. How do you go there? Like,
by
so
plane.
you obviously had the acting bug at that point, doing things, but like, how does that go? What did you learn there? I mean, obviously, I think you learned fluent Russian, right? I mean,
I mean, I did learn to speak Russian.
all
I,
right.
I was naive and I was idealistic and I always like this is sort of my whole aesthetic in storytelling and sort of as a person. If I'm going to do something, I want it to be the absolute pinnacle of greatness. Like there's not an in between. And so when I learned that like good realistic acting was invented at the Moscow Art Theater School by Konstantin Stanislavski. I thought, well, if I want to be great at this, I have to go to the source. So I have to go to Moscow and I have to learn Russian and I have to study at the Moscow Art Theater School with because I mean, like if you want to be in the Olympics, you have to train with an Olympic trainer.
I guess you could have gone back up to Connecticut.
It's crazy.
That is wow. What did you learn there that you like?
I mean, so a couple. I mean, so it's not as
Was it
unusual.
worth it?
It was the best thing I've ever done. But like
Okay. Oh,
Elizabeth
wow. Okay.
Olsen went to Moscow Art Theater School. John Bernthal
Oh,
went to Moscow Art Theater School. Like,
okay.
they're really like if you're very serious about being a great actor, if you do a
Yeah.
deep dive, there's a group of really working Hollywood and theater actors who are like, oh yeah, they went to the
Okay.
Moscow Art Theater School.
Or apparently a Marvel
Um,
superhero. If you need to be a Marvel
yeah,
superhero, you can.
if you need to be a superhero, but
Right.
it's actually completely accurate because
Okay.
where I learned to do exactly what you're talking about. I can't remember the exact word you were saying
Oh,
for
the verisimilitude, the reality, right?
verisimilitude, to take these situations that are completely out of this world, and even though they're gigantic and you're doing this big, big acting, that it has to be so grounded and so truthful
Yeah.
and so realistic. That is actually what they teach. Um,
Oh, okay.
so one of the things, I was talking to another interviewer that I was like, when they were teaching us to do this, I was just like, what have I done? Like, why did I come to Moscow? This is insane. They would have us sit in a circle and they would point at us. So, like, these giant, towering Russian men, like Igor, he's literally named
Yeah, like
Igor.
out of a Schwarzenegger movie
Yeah,
or
like
something. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
6 foot tall, giant, like shocks of black hair. And he would
yeah.
just sit in a chair and point at you. And when he pointed, he would say, laugh, cry, laugh.
Oh
And
my.
we would just have to go from a completely neutral face to the second he pointed, be in full tears or full laughter. And I was just like,
Wow.
this Russian directing, where they would say, okay, hand him the brush, cross the stage, stop, turn to the left, now sob. Like that would be the way they direct. And I was like,
Wow.
wait, we're puppets. And I was like, I'm never going to use this. And then
Right.
we get on set with James, and James is on the monitor with a microphone, and like something will happen. He'll be like, because he just gets an idea, he's seeing.
Oh, so here's a
Oh,
tennis ball react this way,
yeah. And
and
so,
you got to go. Right.
you can't even see him. You're just hearing the
Wow.
voice of God come into the stage. And then all of a sudden he'll be like, okay, Bonnie, now laugh hysterically. And you're like, what?
And all you're seeing is that big Russian dude
You're
like
not
coming back.
necessarily seeing anything. Well, right, right, right. Like literally, I was like,
Floods back.
oh, I've done this before. Like
Yeah.
I thank God
Wow.
know what to do when somebody gives you a command and you just have to be like, yep, okay.
Yeah. That and how who would have figured that? Like, so who would have figured back in, the lunch theater days, you guys would be filming Superman. Who would have figured when you're in Moscow, you'd have somebody yelling at you to react to a tennis ball or something like that? That's unbelievable. Um, I love checking out your resume. Professions. Is this right? Harvard University Mars Research Lab.
Yes.
Is that you
That
worked
was
at a
basically my first job.
okay, great with astronomy jargon.
Yes.
Have you ever had to use that particular skill?
Sadly, no, but I'm hoping
Not
that it'll
yet.
come
You're in
up
the
more
DCU
in
now.
Superman,
All
Yeah.
right. Did you
Now
get to use it in Superman? Can you say that? Any astronomy jargon? All right,
I
maybe not.
think I do not yet say any astronomy jargon to speak of in this
Okay.
particular film.
Who knows what's in the mind of James Gunn where that particular skill set's going to come back around. Let's talk about Robert Rodriguez.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
been instrumental in your growth
I'll
as
do
a
another.
filmmaker.
I'll do
You do
another.
the, can we do the, oh, there you go. You got,
Yeah.
this is so strange. Um, Rebel Without a Crew. This, what was it, a reality show? So what did he do? It was like, you get, you tell people what it is,
Sure,
what that
yeah.
was.
Rebel
Okay.
Without a Crew. For the 25th anniversary of El Mariachi, Robert had the idea that he wanted to take 5 other filmmakers who hadn't yet made a first feature film and give them $7,000 and watch them do what he did with El Mariachi. And a
$7,000.
feature in 2 weeks
Wow.
for $7,000, and we had to operate the camera ourselves, do the
Mm.
editing ourselves, just do it all ourselves. And he had a documentary crew follow us while we made the
Wow.
movies, and it was incredible. I mean, he made.
Incredible in what sense? Did it freak you out? Did it like how so? Like because that had to be like, oh, if this goes belly up, it can't be good.
It was walking a high wire. So I
Yeah.
made a $400 short film that I submitted, and then I had to go through this process where,
Is this three-legged dog? I
yeah,
think.
Robert
Yeah,
Robert
it's out
watched
there.
the films and he handpicked who was going to be a filmmaker on his show.
Okay.
And then I had a final interview where the team said, Robert wrote El Mariachi, directed El Mariachi, operated the camera, mixed the sound, he did it all. Do you feel comfortable doing all of that? And inside, I was like, absolutely not. That's terrifying. Are you kidding me? And I was just like, but like, what would a confident film guy say? And I was just
Right.
like, yes, I definitely feel confident. And
Yeah.
then I immediately called Canon and I scheduled a lesson with the Canon film department. I was like, I need to learn how to be a DP in one day.
Wow. I mean, isn't that the actor part of you? Because they're like, do you have a skill riding a horse? And if you don't, you're like, of course I
No,
do.
no, no. You
And
should
then you go
definitely
figure out how to
not
ride a
lie
horse.
about that. You should definitely not lie about that.
Oh, okay.
If
I've
you
heard so
can't
many
ride
actors
a
go,
horse,
just lie.
do not tell them you can ride a horse. Um, no,
Oh,
that's
not
very
every actor subscribes to that theory, by the way.
um yeah, but in this case, I thought this is an incredible opportunity, and if I say no, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. And if I say
Yeah.
yes, maybe it'll be embarrassing. Maybe I'll fail. Maybe I'll make a terrible film. All of the pitfalls that everybody would say, like, do
Yeah.
Project Greenlight. That's very vulnerable to watch a
Right.
filmmaker make a film. But I just thought it's Robert Rodriguez. And if he liked my film enough to invite me to come do it, then I'm
Yeah.
going to try and rise to the occasion and prove to him that I can do it. Um,
Boy,
so
did that relationship pay off, though, too, right? I mean, uh, for viewers of this and listeners of this too, the film Hypnotic, that's a Robert Rodriguez film.
um,
How did that? Can you tell a little bit how you got involved with that? I
do you
thought this was
already
such
know
a
the
great
story?
story. I thought this was such a great story.
I
Not
mean,
for you, maybe not somebody else, but for
yeah.
you, definitely, it's
Well, I
definitely a
mean,
great
just
story.
it's it's wild. Robert has been such an incredible mentor and continues to be.
Yeah.
I was in Austin recently and he showed me the music video that he was working on for Wolfgang Van Halen, and like those edits, and he just continues to be so supportive and engaged. And even with Superman, he texted me, he was like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
He's just such a supporter. But I was preparing to direct Neodome, and Neodome is pretty big. It has action, it has, cars, gunfights, visual
effects, right,
effects. And Robert was shooting Hypnotic, and I knew he was doing this big movie, and I wanted to shadow, but it was also the height of COVID. So I didn't want to bug him. And like I knew that getting on sets during COVID was kind of a nightmare. Um,
right. It's a Ben Affleck film,
it's
so
a Ben
like, yeah,
Affleck
right,
movie. And
right.
so I signed up to be an extra, and then I emailed him and I was like, hey, FYI, like I'm gonna be on set. He was like, don't do that. Just like come, you can shadow me.
I
And
think it's so cool that like you didn't use that. Like you probably could have texted him,
yeah,
but you're
yeah,
like,
he
I'll apply to
absolutely
be.
was like,
I know you're
why
so
are
polite,
you doing that? You don't
right?
have to be an extra. You can shadow me.
That's
And then
great,
later he was like, I couldn't even have my producer on set because of COVID. He was like, of course you couldn't
right?
shadow me.
Whole
Like
different world,
he was like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like of course you had to do it that way.
right?
But one of the days we were on set, an actress came down with COVID because it was COVID times. And
Right. And no, and at the time, nobody knew like what, like that was just boom, huge. So at least weeks
yeah, you were
he
done.
was out at the very least, right?
And we had had a break from shooting and we came back to set, and I sort of waved at him and he did this weird double take, and I was like, I took my mask down and I was like, it's Bonnie. And then he called me over and he was like, I'm so sorry that I looked at you like that, but we had this actress who tested positive for COVID and you look so much like her that I panicked that I thought she came to set anyway.
With
Um,
COVID.
but then he said, we're doing auditions. Do you want to audition? You're an actress, right? And I was like, again, like terror.
Right.
I said, yeah, yeah, cool, sure, yeah, no problem. Inside, I was panicking, and he was like, "Okay, I'll send you the sides." And then, that day he put me
Yeah.
on tape doing the audition, and the next day was getting fit and costumed up, and then I worked for a week on that film, and
Yeah.
it
But you acted alongside Ben Affleck and William Fichtner.
and Bill Fichtner, William
Yeah.
Fichtner, who is just a treasure. I
Great. Yeah. We love him.
He's a
It
national
just,
treasure.
okay. So that worked out. And look, you still audition, right? Like you do
Oh
auditions.
yeah, it was the
Yeah.
most terrifying audition of my life.
Yeah.
Because
But as a
we're just like
director,
that. Oh,
like you audition actors and
yes.
you're looking for this too. So this is a chance to pay it forward to that poor actress that got COVID. Do you know who she is? Do you ever find out?
That's I do. I do know
Okay.
who it is.
Okay.
You're
So
right.
here you go.
I That's a great idea. I will hire her
I
for
do what I can. I
yeah.
do what I can. Just,
That's
bring her in and go, you know what? A
I
little
owe you.
bit.
I owe you.
Better superhero, Ben Affleck or David Cornsweet?
David Cornsweet.
All right. That's well, good.
He
I
is
love
my
actors.
Superman.
He is your Superman.
David
Um,
Cornsweet is my Superman. Come on. I can't even ask that.
but not your you're very familiar with superheroes though, because Guardians of the Galaxy 3, can you tell us a little bit about that experience? And Shazam Fury of the Gods. These are two. Can, where
Well,
are you? What do we
yeah, and
give us a
in
little
both
give
of
us some
these,
superhero stories.
I think in both of these, I got to do exactly what I was telling you about, like why the Moscow Art Theater School training is so good. Because in Guardians, I'm in the I don't know, not special features, but like the end credits.
Right, right.
There's pink aliens, and they are crying and in terror and fear, and the next guardians are waiting there to go help them. And so we're standing in the desert reacting to these hordes that are coming for us, but there's nothing there. And then with Shazam, I got the sides, and it was like, and then the dragon lands in the street, and I was like, what?
Right.
So when we shot it, of course, there's no dragon. It's just like a little
Right.
silver ball. But I'm like, okay, I have to imagine that there's like a gigantic dragon landing here.
Okay. But you just went in and auditioned for something like just for
No, for both of
uh,
those, they were
yeah.
tiny parts. So I'm in
Right.
acting class with Lotta Loston here in Los Angeles, and she
Okay.
married David Sandberg, and there was this little part, and so David was like, we can give that part to Bonnie.
That part in Shazam, that wasn't where Michael Gray, the original Billy Batson, was it?
Yes. Yes,
Was
it
he
was.
there?
Yes, we hung
Did you
out
get
the
to
whole
meet
time.
him?
Yes, I did. He was a treasure too. What a
Yeah, because he had
sweetheart.
his Shazam shirt on.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, this can't be that scene. And it's like,
That's
yeah,
that
that's the
scene.
scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did you somebody point him out? Like that's the guy from the original? Because that's what I grew up on.
No,
Like I
I,
grew
I
up on
I was
that.
with him for 2 days because we were shooting for a couple of days, even though it's a
Oh,
quick
that's great.
moment.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they had us in holding in a Dunkin' Donuts, which was the best. I was like, this couldn't get any better. Our cast holding is a Dunkin' Donuts. I'm hanging out with Billy Batson all day. Like, this is
Yeah.
great. No, he
Did
was
you? Because I grew up on that show. That was the show. Saturday morning. I remember eating my Captain Crunch and everything. And I've talked to Michael Gray a billion times. I've run his, and it was so cool that he got that moment
it was
in the
so cool.
film. And I just was curious, like, for people that got to act with him, is like, yeah, that had to be a special moment too.
It
Like,
was
what was
really
that like? Just even seeing Zachary Levi, because I know that they got to interact a little bit
the
too,
whole, I mean, the
full
whole
circle. I mean, 50 years later, it's like
I
holy
mean,
moly.
it felt like even though it was a small part, that it was a momentous moment. Like, I'm
Yeah,
friends with Lota and David, so getting that to see them and be in Atlanta while they're doing this gigantic scene. It's
yeah,
it's fun to be a part of something that is full of action and visual effects, and then Michael and Zachary.
yeah.
really special.
Did he have some cool story? Did Michael have some cool stories about Shazam? Like, what was he like just talking, or was it just sort of reminiscent about how,
It was just he just kept sort of being like, I can't believe I'm back. Like I can't,
yeah,
I think he was
yeah.
having a good time.
We loved all that about it. All right, we'll talk about big budget special effects film Superman. So Guardians, did that get you involved in the world of James Gunn then, or how does that?
Already been friends with James and Jen, his wife.
Okay,
I've known them and been friends with them for a long time. Uh,
okay,
so, Guardians, similarly, I had asked to shadow because I'm trying to observe directors doing big stuff. Because how
right.
do you make the jump from a little film to
$400 budget
right,
to
$200 million? And I was like,
right.
I'm so lucky that I'm friends with people that I have access that like maybe I can ask and then they said, well, do you want to come watch but also, be one of the pink aliens? So I was like, yeah, I want to be a pink alien. Are you kidding?
Sure.
Please let me be a pink alien. That's a dream come true. Love that.
Right.
Bucket list checked off.
Right, right.
Truly, I mean, being a pink alien was a delight. But yeah, I had asked. I said, I'd really like to come watch. Come be a pink alien. So
So now you're in the so do you remember getting the call for Superman?
it
Yeah.
was just like, oh, would you be available? Oh, would you want to come down? Oh, this is, everything came in like bits of information.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can't remember the
So
exact.
it's more just can you show up, and then it became can you do this? And then it just sort of added as they
Yeah,
were going, because I think that's what Stephen had talked about in the last interview, was that James is always sort of like thinking of things as you're going on.
yeah,
And so there's a lot of improv, there's a lot of things, and this idea gets added. Did you get a
yeah.
sense of that when you were there, of like there's an improv quality to this? Because you mentioned it was almost like a theater experience too, and that's
Yeah,
very improv.
interesting because it's definitely not improv.
Okay.
James has a script, but I think in the moment he's watching as things develop and he gets
Okay.
an idea. And if he gets an idea that he wants to try, he'll say, without any warning over the loudspeaker, like, oh, okay, throw this line over here. Like in the moment,
Okay.
he'll get the idea. So it's being ready to say, like, yes, I will do whatever you're asking.
Yes, and that's the improv. Did that happen? Did you get thrown a curveball at all that you were able to pick up on,
I mean,
thanks to your
I,
Moscow
I
training?
don't think that it is in the movie. Um,
Okay.
but
Cutting room floor, maybe?
there was this moment where, again, I haven't seen the film yet, but
Okay.
there was this moment where he was like, okay, so this happens and everyone's upset, now cry. And so then like 8 takes in a row when this thing happens,
Wow.
we all had to be very devastated and cry. Um, I think maybe it didn't make the final cut, but that was a surprise.
Okay.
To be like,
All
oh,
right. Better not be involving crypto. That's all I
ah,
gotta say. Better not be something sad involving crypto. Working with Nicholas Holt. I mean, you got to,
love him. He's
yeah,
incredible. What
yeah.
a talent. What a talented, nice, wonderful person. And I'm not just saying this because my character,
Apparently loves him and is obsessed with him.
you said it, not me.
I'll say, yeah, apparently that's your backstory. You're just, well, I think anybody that would have to be in that world would have to just be enamored with Lex, because I mean, it's just he's such a powerful force.
Yeah.
Like there's no, it's not like he's a hidden CEO that nobody knows anything about. I mean, he's pretty, he's pretty much out there. Did you? I'm guessing you got to see David as Superman in the suit at some point. I don't know
I,
if you could say that.
I bumped into him in wardrobe. That's the
Yeah.
first
What
time
was that like?
I came
Because
out of my costume
for us
fitting.
fans, that would be like we'd lose our minds,
So
But for
I,
an
I had
actor,
yeah, my costume fitting, and he was coming back in from doing something, and he was in the full
yeah.
suit. Walked in, I looked up, and I just said, "Whew, that is a tall drink of water."
Cape, everything, the
Yeah,
whole.
I just was like,
Wow.
"That's Superman!" Like I just nearly like collided headfirst with Superman. It felt iconic. Like There is this, I'm sure you can relate to this. I hope your fans can too, but like that Superman is pure Americana. It is the American dream. It is the wholesome, good, integrity, hope, empathy, just like everything you want in the world that says like there's a good guy and they're coming to do good. Like I have goosebumps about it. And so to to have a person really truly like goosebumps, um
Yeah.
to have a person that symbolizes that for the last 80 years, or I don't know exactly how many years it's been,
Hmm.
but to have someone who's embodying that and saying like no, 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 I'm representing those qualities of community and empathy and goodness and hope and doing good feels, I don't know, nourishing. And to come face to face with the person who's choosing to play that is it's meaningful. It's like these are our stories.
It feels like a good time for it. It feels like the right time for it.
I agree. We could all use a little hope right now.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite moment from shooting? Like, do you like, you don't have to be, no spoilers or anything, but do you just have like a favorite memory or a favorite, like, it could be in front of the camera, it could be behind the camera, just anything, but just like, do you have like, oh, I'm going to keep that one forever and tell my dad about it?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna cry about this. At the end of it, James came out and he said that it was the best 2 weeks of shooting he had ever had. And we all took a group picture together. And I will, I mean, that's just core memory because I was like, yeah, me too.
Wow. Wow. You're never going to watch this movie. I mean, that every time you see this movie, that's going to be a part of you. I think that's the feeling we want. I think what he said there and what you just related here is what we want from this film.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna get, I hope we get it. Hope it
Every
translates.
I hear the music that he's
Yeah,
for these trailers, I'm just like, how could anyone not be emotionally moved? It feels
yeah,
like he's doing the thing that we need right now.
yeah. That's what we're hoping for. I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be amazing. That's what's coming up immediately. What's next for you after that? You've got stuff going on? Are you
Great
behind the camera?
question.
In front of the camera? Where are you? Like all over the camera? Are you catering? Are you what, are you gripping? Are you lights? What are you
I'm
doing?
gripping. I'm first. What do you call it? I'm the key grip. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm doing that. What am I doing is an excellent question. I'm writing. I have a vampire movie that I wrote
Oh
and
wow.
aiming to make. So
You kind
that's
of have this horror thing that you do. Are you a horror fan?
yeah, yeah. I like
Okay. All right. All right. Can you tell us any title yet, or just to be TBD?
no, it's right now it's called American Vampire with a Y, but
Okay.
that may be in flux.
Okay. Writing, producing, directing?
Just writing
Just
directing.
right. Too many hats all at the same time.
Happy,
Social media.
happy to find a producer. If anyone wants to produce a period vampire film, I'm available.
Let them pay for it and do all the hard work. You just write it and be done with the story. That's the thing. Social media, where are you at? How can we follow
I'm
you?
at Bonnie Discepolo on most social media platforms. It's just my name. And then after this comes out, if you find me, there should be links to some social with my character name.
That I'm looking forward to more than anything because I know James does these deep dives into like I said with Steven, he brought a gorilla from a 1966 comic book out. I can't wait to see what comic book he pulled your character from. That's going to be the most fun. I think all the Easter eggs that just we have to see the film like 20 times just to figure everything out.
Really
So
excited.
Bonnie, congratulations for becoming part of the Superman mythology. To your dad too. I'm glad.
Tell 'em, you can choose a
Finally.
new one. I did it.
Finally, and continued success. And thanks so much for joining me
Thank
on
you so
Comic Book
much.
Central.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.